Hello dear students, hope you all are doing good and eating nutritious food at home. Why do you think did I ask about the food? Because our today's lesson is components of food. So, in the previous lesson, we had already learned that the chemical substances found in food are called nutrients. Now, the nutrients are essential for good health. It is important that our food should contain these nutrients in sufficient quantities. The nutrients can be grouped into carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Besides these nutrients, our body also needs water and roughage in correct amount. I'm sure you already remember that carbohydrates are called as energy giving food, whereas proteins are called as bodybuilding foods. Now, if the amount of carbohydrate consumed by a person increases the required amount, then the excess carbohydrate is stored in the form of fats. Our body needs protein to repair, replace worn out and damaged cells and also to make new cells. Now, let us list down few of the sources of carbohydrates and proteins. We get carbohydrates from rice, wheat, potatoes, bananas and bread. And we get protein from pulses, soya bean and milk. Fats contain more energy than carbohydrates. Our body uses the fats as an energy store. These fats help to keep our body warm. We obtain fats from both plant and animal, like the butter, ghee are examples of fats obtained from animal, whereas certain nuts such as almonds, cashew, they are examples of fats obtained from the plants. How about vitamins and minerals? Is necessary in our diet because it helps prevent certain diseases which are called as the deficiency diseases. Some of the examples of vitamins are vitamin A help us prevent night blindness. Vitamin B, it prevents beriberi. Vitamin C, it prevents scurvy. Vitamin D, it prevents rickets. Now, minerals. They are nutrients that contain certain elements and all of them perform particular functions in the body. For example, we get the mineral iron from eggs, meat, and it helps in the formation of red blood cells, thus preventing anemia. Calcium, on the other hand, we obtain it from milk and milk products, and it helps us to build strong bones. Potassium we obtain from green and yellow vegetables. It helps for growth and for keeping cells and blood healthy. So dear students, are you drinking plenty of water to keep yourself hydrated? Because water plays a crucial role in body's functioning. It absorbs nutrients from the food. It helps to transport these nutrients throughout the body. It helps in the removal of waste from the body in the form of urine and sweat. And it also cools down the body by evaporation of sweat from the skin. Now, roughage is a plant food that is obtained from fruits and vegetables which contains carbohydrate and cannot be digested by the body. Roughage adds bulk to the food that we eat, and it helps in the easy movement of the food through the digestive tract, thus improving the bowel movement. Starch is present in many food items like the cookies, potatoes, pasta, rice and bread. If we have to test the presence of starch, then we have to add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution onto the food sample. If the color changes to blue-black, then it confirms the presence of starch. Let us check with 3 samples: grape juice, almonds and bread. Now we observe that on adding 2 to 3 drops of iodine on the bread color changes to blue-black, thus indicating the presence of starch in bread. Vegetable oil is a source of fat. Now, if we have to test the presence of fat in any food sample, then we have to rub the food sample on a piece of paper and we have to let it dry. On drying, we observe that the portion which was rubbed with the food turns translucent. Only if the paper turns translucent can we confirm the presence of fat in the food sample. In order to test the presence of protein in any food sample, we have to add a solution of sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate. If the solution color changes to purple, then it confirms the presence of protein. Now, for example, if we have 3 food samples of almonds, egg yolk and bread, and if we add the solution of sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate, then we see that the darker purple color we get for the almonds, thereby confirming the presence of protein more in almonds. Thus, in order to remain healthy, we should be consuming a balanced diet, one that contains the proper amounts of each of the nutrients.